Alright, welcome to day 9 of cognitive drawing. Yesterday we worked on the shapes. We kind of built shapes out of muscles, and we studied shapes and made shapes and shapes. Here it says, let's continue thinking about basic shapes. If we break down the human arm into basic shapes, it looks sort of like the pieces of wood stuck together. Next, visualize where the muscles would be if they were wrapped around your pieces of wood that are stuck together. Lastly, lightly erase some of the basic box shapes away. Careful not to erase too much. Draw the hand too if you want. Here, I know we haven't studied the hand at all. So this is basically a little tutorial of how to do it. And you know from our last tutorial that I like you guys to actually recreate the tutorial in full. That way it's like you're teaching someone else how to do it. So let's start with this basic arm structure, which is just boxes. Pay attention to how they overlap right here. That comes in handy later. Okay, I know I'm not drawing very dark. So we will now continue that. Let's recreate that same thing. Let's pretend I drew it. Too bad I don't have Photoshop on this piece of paper. Actually, it's good, because then I can't mess up. I mean, then I have to deal with my mistakes. Okay, so now that we've done that basic shape, the basic shapes again, we can kind of start thinking about the muscles and how they apply. Now, if you split this arm about in half somewhere, you can usually kind of tack on the muscles, the arm muscles, these muscles. And kind of go something like that, you know? And look at that, boom, you just put a little string between those two boxes and that's the elbow joint. Add some little triangles here, kinda. Make this kind of a more rounded shape. That's like part of the, you know, right here, these lines. Getting close, it's looking closer. And we'll do the same thing again. We're going to draw our basic boxes. Okay, we got our basic box shapes already drawn in. We're going to kind of split that again so we can kind of build a muscle off of there. Rounded that. Going to kind of add a little bit of a triangle type shape. Look at that hand. That's a beautiful hand. Okay, so now that we got a lot of those things in here, we can kind of erase some of this stuff. A little bit. Most of it, a lot of it we don't have to erase. Let's kind of fill that in a little bit more. And see how suddenly you're kind of dealing with something that looks kind of like an arm. Ta-da! Congratulations, you kind of drew an arm. That is that exercise. I'll let you continue it. You can pause the video here if you want to work on that a little bit more. For the second part of today, we are going to just continue this train of thought. Draw all the muscles over top of these boxes that I've drawn for you. And you can see exactly how we're planning on them going. So let's see, let's just do that, okay? It's kind of weird drawing with this camera sticking in my eye. I'm literally have this camera over my eye like a pirate as I'm drawing. So it's kind of odd. Remember this line right in the center where you can kind of use it as a guide. Kind of where the elbow is right there. I know. I'm just kind of whipping through this stuff and I'm not really talking about it. But trust me, we will talk about this a lot more as the days go. And pretty soon you'll be able to whip through this stuff as well if you're not able to yet. Plus, I'm looking at the reference, you know. It's always easy to draw stuff when you're looking at a reference, so... It's harder to do things from memory. That's the point of this whole book, is to try to get you guys to be able to do this stuff from memory. And we got the last little bit. So here's the elbow. We're just using that shape. Look at those nice shapes. Those are some nice shapes, aren't they? Yeah. Boom. Look at that arm. Just use that again as the elbow. Like these are the bones right there. It's already thought out for you. There's that bone sticking out. Boom. You like that? I want you all to say boom when you're done. Boom. Okay, we did it. Day 9. We just smashed through that thing like it was a brick wall made out of styrofoam. Okay, tomorrow we will dive into our first official cognitive drawing lesson with a model. This is where the rubber starts meeting the road. We will see you tomorrow.